Jamaica's unemployment rate fell to 3.3% in October last year, down from 3.5% a year earlier. The figures come from the latest labor force survey released by the Statistical Institute of Jamaica Statin. The survey, which reflects conditions before Hurricane Melissa, shows that while overall joblessness declined, employment levels were largely flat. Just over 1.41 million people were employed, slightly fewer than a year ago, while the number of unemployed persons fell to 48,800.
While female employment increased by 7,800 to 656,200.
However, Statin reports that youth employment also declined, with fewer young people holding jobs compared with October 2024. At the same time, more Jamaicans were outside the labor force, rising to nearly 694,000 people. The total labor force shrank slightly to about 1.46 million, with fewer men participating while female participation increased. The overall labor force participation rate dipped marginally to 67.8%. By occupation, the largest job losses were recorded among clerical support workers and craft and related trades, while employment grew strongly among managers and technicians and associate professionals.
When we look at the industry groups, we're seeing where real estate and other business services had the largest decline of 10,400. Arts, creation, and other services had a second largest decline of 6,400 persons, but saw some increases in accommodation and food service activities, which increased by 7,900, and education, human health, and social work activities increased by 6,900 persons.
Statin cautions that the data were collected under challenging conditions as Hurricane Melissa disrupted fieldwork in several western parishes, requiring the use of a shortened survey. As a result, some indicators could not be fully captured. Still, the figures provide a key snapshot of Jamaica's labor market just weeks before the hurricane, highlighting low unemployment but growing concerns about youth participation and the rising number of people outside the workforce. NCB Financial Group has underwritten 15.1 billion Jamaican dollars in financing to support the recovery of strategy of Jamaica Broilers Group. The two companies formalized the agreement at a signing on Wednesday. The package includes 6.4 billion Jamaican dollars in loans and 8.7 billion in long-term bonds aimed at strengthening Jamaica Broilers' local operations while it restructures part of its overseas business. Jamaica Broilers has disclosed accounting issues in its U.S. operations that impacted results, but says its Jamaican business remained profitable, earning 2.5 billion Jamaican dollars and maintaining 16 billion in equity for the year, which ended May 2025.
They got the understanding of the business, the understanding of the issues.
NCB led talks with the local creditors to reset financial terms, providing the company with added stability.
The support that NCB provided to the Jamaica Broilers Group had to be done in the immediate due to the challenges faced by Jamaica Broilers' US-based operations. I'm extremely proud of the team at NCB and Jamaica Broilers for working tirelessly to deliver this historic transaction.
The Statistical Institute of Jamaica says consumer prices rose by 1.3% in December, driven mainly by higher food and housing costs. According to Statin, the All-Jamaica Consumer Price Index increased as prices for food and non-alcoholic beverages climbed by 2%. This was largely due to sharp increases in cost of vegetables, tubers, plantains, and cooking bananas, which rose by 4.5%, along with fruits and nuts, which increased by 5.6%. Statin says the rise in food prices continues to reflect the impact of Hurricane Melissa on agricultural production. Housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels also recorded a 2.6% increase, influenced mainly by higher electricity rates and increased rental costs. Meanwhile, point-to-point inflation for December stood at 4.5%. This was driven by price increases in food, housing, restaurant, and accommodation services. The JSE index declined by 5,292 points, while the junior market index declined by 57 points. The winners include MFS Capital Partners, Trans-Jamaican Highway US Dollar Shares, One Great Studio Company, Atlantic Hardware and Plumbing Company, and Jamaica Broilers Group. The losers include West Indies Petroleum Terminal, Pulse Investments, ISP Finance Services, Future Energy Source Company Ordinary Shares, and JMMB Group Limited 8.50%, 22 stocks traded firm. Foreign exchange trading ended with banks and Cambio selling the US dollar for an average $158.41. The Canadian dollar is being sold for $113.84. The pound is going for $214.26, while the euro is selling for an average $187.16. And that's the business day. I'm Anthony Lugg. News from overseas after the break.